Hello everybody, I'm Zenith and welcome back to Zen Streams, where we stream various different video games in my collection. Today we're streaming more of Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories. We are nearing the end of Sora's campaign, and I'm hoping that we can finish that, do that today. Also, hey Sassy, hello Manga Guy, welcome everyone. Oh wow, we're at 7 people in the stream right now. Thank you all for joining us. Tell your friends, definitely spread the word, because I'm 4 followers away from 100, trying to work on streams and stuff with Twitch. But while I do a little bit of grinding today, we have a lot to discuss. This has been a week. This has been one of the worst weeks, and just in so many ways for me. It started on Monday, because Monday was when I went to a testing. What's that sound in the background?
Enigma.
Nick?
Sorry, I was stressed on me a packet of chips.
If you're gonna, can you mute if you're gonna eat? Because we can hear that.
Oh, my apologies.
No worries, no worries. Just mute while you crunch. Yeah, like this week started off on Monday. I went to testing. They did blood work for the second time this week, because I had blood work done on my primary like earlier, like 5 days prior, and then they needed 4 vials of my blood. I was not happy after that, because I got like a little bit woozy, and you lose so much energy when you give blood, when you do blood work. I always hate blood work. So I started off the week with low energy, low, a lot of things, and I was just like it was just not a good start to the week. Then immediately after, I got a really bad cold. I hope you can't hear it in my voice too much, but like my cold was so bad that like I started getting like this head cold. And it was like my head was in a vice, and I had trouble concentrating on things, so health-wise, I was just like, And I had a panic attack at work, this week, and, just health-wise, I did not have a very good week at all. And then there's all these issues with YouTube where, they rejected my I've been demonetized on YouTube for 2 months now, and it's been a constant, like, honestly, it's been constantly, oh, I forgot to change over my deck. I'll do that after this battle. It's essentially this 2 months has been a struggle with YouTube just to get my channel, working, because they keep, they demonetized my channel, and they rejected my remonetization. The first was for duplication, which doesn't make sense, because I didn't, like, but my videos are all like it's all my work, so I don't get it. A lot of anime YouTubers have been hit, and like for no reason. The algorithm's so stupid and weird, and so altogether it's like just trying to figure out what's going on with that has been stupid and horrible. And now they rejected my my appeal because of reused content. What does that even mean? I don't, like, this entire thing has been so weird and vague and undefined, and my partner network Screenwave has tried to help, but honestly, it's not been easy, because they want me to really adhere to the algorithms. They told me, well, why don't you just appear on camera more, and then and not use footage. And I just hate having to run around the YouTube algorithm when I make content the way I make it because I like making it. and it's been very stressful for that. It's been very stressful because I don't know what YouTube wants out of me. I've been trying for 4 years to chase their zeitgeist, and it's been really starting to affect my health. So I was at my wit's end, and then that same day I got I had gotten takedown claims for the new history of One Piece, which was heavily edited. I paid editors just the episode cost me $400 to produce for the video editing portion. That's how heavily I had them edit it. And it was hit for copyright claims and it taken down. It's up on my Twitch channel right now. You can still see it. But I was so pissed, and they rejected the counterclaim for no reason. They said, "Oh, I don't have ownership claim of it because of." It doesn't make sense. It really doesn't. Fair use is something that I have the right to claim. So I was at my wit's end, and I found a slight workaround. I put the audio for the episode up, but I feel like I almost feel like I wasted my money putting all this time and effort into this, only for YouTube to have this reaction to it and side with people like that. So I'm so pissed off that essentially what I'm gonna have to do right now with YouTube is test it out. If I get a copyright claim, then I'm gonna have to just put the audio up and then direct people to my Twitch page and do things exclusively to Twitch, which is why I want to stream more. I want to do more stuff with Twitch, but it's certainly this situation with YouTube is really just it's been a week, like I said. So what I want to try to focus on more is more with streams, more with just more focus on interacting with my audience the way that I know how. And that's this. Everything's gonna be focusing more on putting content on Twitch first anyway, and away from YouTube. And I want to stream more games. I want to stream, I want to start streaming Grand Theft Auto 3, because I've had a craving to at least start playing the franchise, because I've heard really good things, and everyone's talking about GTA 5. So it's just okay, I want to start, doing more during the week. And I do want to do more indie streams, because I've had some requests from people to do certain games, to do I forget what the stream chat said, but there's a few games, I think Fate Zero or something like that was in there. There were a few games. No, Fate Stay Night was one of the games. But essentially I've gotten requests for a few different games, and I intend to stream those in the future and go from there. So that's my week. That's hopefully what I'm going to focus on doing from now on. So how are you guys doing?
Well, right now I'm glad I'm so insignificant on YouTube. I don't have to worry about any kind of demonetization.
I'm not.
I am so small on YouTube. I have 1,000 subscribers and less than 100 views per video. Makes me feel kind of happy now that I don't have to deal with all this crap.
I used to get more than that, but YouTube, I used to get an average about 300 to 700 views a video, but ever since this started, I am now getting about 100 views if I'm lucky.
Yeah.
Like, it's... YouTube sucks. It just...
It's the algorithm that sucks. It's the workings of YouTube that sucks.
Yeah, they're actively bearing content. Magical Warrior Diamond Heart. Yeah, that's one game that Sassy recommended. There's a few that I need to add to my queue. But yeah. I just don't get YouTube, honestly. I don't get what they're trying to accomplish. Because even Markiplier and other channels that are big are being hit. It's the same
reason why YouTube doesn't allow you to reverse search images in their Google search results. Unfortunately, Google and YouTube are now basically a victim of their own success. They basically are the one that gets regulated the most. Corporations pretty much run what appears on Google and YouTube. It's the sponsors, it's the money. It's like, alright, I know we don't condone piracy on this channel.
We do not. Yeah.
But let's just say you're a foreign person who wants to watch the latest episode of an American TV show that isn't available on those providers. Now, you used to be able to find streaming services that host up these videos, quote unquote, not with the proper permissions. That is no longer the case with Google, but any other search engine like Yandex in Russia or heck even Bing has much more open when it comes to these kind of results. So basically YouTube and Google, because they're so popular, because they're so big, they have to answer to a lot of people. They can't just show up anything anymore.
They have essentially changed from a platform that was all about users. It's user-created content.
No. Zen, unfortunately, the sad truth is that Google has and always has been the advertising market. That's their major
no, you're doing it again. You're not letting me finish because I wasn't gonna say that. Essentially what I'm saying is YouTube started before Google bought them out as a platform for creators by creators. Essentially what it was all about was people being able to upload any content they wanted, kind of like how, remember back in the day when they formed basically, I think I don't know if it's the Motion Picture Association or the people who founded the idea of copyright in the first place did it to protect their own creative works, just because they wanted they didn't want to be kicked out by Hollywood, because Hollywood was muscling people out left and right, and unless you were like their type of people, you couldn't get any traction. So that's why, copyright formed. YouTube is kind of a direct result of that, where people wanted to create their own content because the television networks were so oppressive, and in the same vein. So before Google bought them out, essentially the idea was anyone could upload anything, provided that it was legal. Granted, they got sued several times, and YouTube got bought out by Google because they got sued by big corporations. And that's when it stopped being about the user, unfortunately.
I remember when YouTube was just first around and people were uploading, wrestling, by the truckload of wrestling anime episodes in 3 parts and that kind of stuff.
and I understand. There is so much content uploaded to YouTube every single day. No one person can police it all. But they need at least either to have a vetting system that's not automated, like someone you submit it to, because VidMe used to do that, or something where you schedule it and somebody looks it over. Like, they need an actual team of people who pour over content. And yeah, maybe you'd have less content, but then you'd probably have less glut of content. I just, because there are still... you can still go on and find a 2-minute clip of an anime that hasn't been taken down, but if I use a 10-second clip of anything in a video, Toei takes it down. So it's essentially like it's a backward system that favors corporations, which is what this was not intended to be. Like, this is the antithesis of what YouTube was originally designed and created for users by users, for people by people who wanted to essentially break away from the corporate.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm sorry for making this into a kind of a negative start for the stream. I don't want to focus on the negative. It's.
Yeah. No, man. Look. It's fine. It's fine.
It's an issue we'll have to deal with.
Yeah. I mean, what I was trying to say was that Google doesn't have our best interests in heart, never has, because they're mainly in the advertising business. Agreed.
And I didn't want to take away from that, because you're completely right in that front. Toei doesn't do that with a Pretty Cure. Well, they do that with anything that's really popular, like History of Power Rangers. They take that down, or Digimon, or like anything I've tried to upload. Toei doesn't like me. Toei actively does not like me. So yeah, but that's essentially been my week. I want to focus on the positive now. I've had a very, very rough time, and part of me is burnt out from making videos. Like, it sucks because I had this big creative burst of inspiration last week, and I had ideas for stuff that I wanted to do with like a storyline that I still want to do, but I can't do it on YouTube's platform. I just can't. Has Been Hotel is amazing. Okay. Let's talk about something that's been I've been obsessed with the past 2 days, and that is really, really positive, and that I'm just like, yes. So Has Been Hotel is a YouTube series that is going to premiere in 2019. It is animated, and it is by I forget who it's by, but it's like people who've done something big, but like people have amazingly voice acted. I saw the trailer for it because someone said, I believe it was it was one of my Twitter followers, but someone said, "Oh hey, I didn't realize that Ari and Zenith were in the show." And at first, you know, people joke about this a lot. It's by Vivzipop, or yeah. Thank you for the bits, Hero. Thank you for the 20 bits. Yeah. So this is done by someone who is I guess pretty well known. But like I first heard of it because someone said, "Oh hey, I didn't realize that you were in this show," and I saw it, and I actually, let me pull up a picture because this could better illustrate a little bit of what I'm talking about. I'm gonna pause the game for a second. I'm gonna take a picture. Okay, live everybody, but I'm gonna find this. Okay, Charlie Has Been Hotel. Actually, I should probably just go to Twitter because that's where the original image I found was. So let's see here. Let's see. This was earlier today.
Hey.
Hey, how's it going, Hero?
Pretty good.
There it is. There's the image. Let me just take it and okay. I'm trying to show everyone an image of Has-Been Hotel. If I can just, there we go. So just gonna label it, and I'm gonna put it in the stream.
Yeah, I've seen all the trailers and stuff for Has-Been Hotel. It's got a pretty interesting premise. It's basically it all takes place in hell. Is that right?
It all takes place in hell, and the person named Charlie is the princess of hell, and she is trying to rehabilitate people because hell is overpopulated and people are just destroying each other instead of, you know, doing something productive. And she is, okay, let me post the picture. There we go. There we go. Okay. So you guys see the picture right there. This is a still from the show. And the,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. So the person on the left with the blonde hair is Charlie, and the person in the middle is Vaggie, or I don't know how to pronounce it. Probably Vaggie. Vaggie. And someone said that I looked a lot like Charlie, and Ari looked a lot like Vaggie, and guess what? They're a lesbian couple. They're a lesbian couple in the show, and Charlie is the princess of hell.
Vaggie couple. What the what?
They're a lesbian couple, is what I said.
Sorry, you were going over some words. Like I think it might be the code.
Yeah. Anyway, these two are a couple, and they look and resemble a lot of Ari and me. Now, at first, I was just like, you know, that's just visuals slightly. You know, I can definitely see the aesthetic for both of us. Here's the thing. Essentially, Charlie, who's the princess of hell, believes in the good in everyone and wants to rehabilitate even the worst villains. And she's always positive, even though she like has kind of a devilish personality sometimes. And I'm like, that is kind of me. And her girlfriend is this protective, will beat up anyone who tries to harm her type girl, who's shorter than her. And I'm just like, there's so many like crazy, like it's a very big coincidence, and it's obviously not. It's obviously a huge coincidence, but I'm just like that made my week because first of all, I want to see the show now because it looks really really good. But I'm like, okay, well I have a character I can relate to, and Ari has a character that she can relate to. We were both.
Who's the dude in red, by the way?
He's the radio demon. I forget his name, but essentially, like, he is incredibly creepy, and I'm looking forward to. I'm really looking forward to watching the show. Me and Ari have been discussing this non-stop for the past day. It's like I've been searching more and more pictures, and there's a trailer and there's a song and there's clips available on YouTube. If you want to check it out, I highly suggest giving it a look because it is really interesting. It's one of my most anticipated shows of 2019. Hey Max, how's it going? And yes, someone must have read our life story book. I love the art style. I love the animation. The animation's amazing because they switch between like the crazy. They switch between like her looking really pretty, and then when she like starts talking about like hell and stuff, they show her demonic side, and they change it with the animation. It's so good. So yeah, that's been my obsession this past 2 days, and it's been one of the good things that's happened. Another good thing that's happened, I finally got a referral to a thoracic surgeon, so I could I have an appointment on I have my appointment on the 19th to talk about chest surgery and about possibly getting that fixed. So I don't know when the surgery itself is going to happen, but the referral is, you know, the consultation is going to happen. Alright, hey Kat, sorry about the audio on your part. Hopefully you can hear me better now. But yeah, so come the 19th, I will know more when I will get chest surgery and go from there. I don't want to see Bohemian Rhapsody because they kind of erase his there's a lot of
Oh shit.
Yeah, even in the movie, I heard that he says he tries to say I'm bi, and somebody says no, you're gay.
Yeah, there's some big bi erasure in there, and I don't like that. Halloween was pretty fun, relaxing. I played I've been playing a lot of games. I played a lot of games on Halloween. Let's talk about the things that I've been playing. First of all, I completely 100% finally completed Horizon Zero Dawn. It's done. No more DLC, no more anything. It's completed. Love the game to death. It is one of my top 10 games. And I'm waving at you too, Kat, even though you're messaging me at other stuff. Thank you for the bits, Itchy. Bits for chest. Remember, bits for tits. Bits for tits is a thing.
Bits for tits.
Bits for tits is a thing.
Bits for tits.
Sorry, I have a cold. It's not as bad as it was the last 2 days. So we have I completed Horizon Zero Dawn. It's one of my it's one of my top games of like that I've played recently. It is so damn good. And I highly recommend it to anyone who enjoys open world RPGs. Like, I'm not a big fan of like most Western RPGs, but this hit like all the right chords for me. And it's a really good game. And I started going back to oh, thank you for the bits, Hero, yay. I also started going back to Insomniac Spider-Man because the DLC is out. Yeah, I just finished it like 2 weeks ago, and the DLC is already out. That to me is annoying.
Actually.
It's annoying, and there's a problem with that. Funny you mention it, it's concerning. The DLC is far too short. So I started playing it the day I beat Horizon Zero Dawn. I only played about 3 hours into the DLC. I'm already at 50%. This is a 3-part DLC. It's called The City That Never Sleeps, and it's Black Cat focused DLC. There are parts that I like about it, but there's a big issue in that it's split into 3 parts. Originally, like, I haven't completed it yet, but I didn't know that all 3 parts were supposed to be part of the same whole. But either way, it's been sectioned off into 3 parts. It doesn't feel like there's enough of this section as is. And it's $25 for the entire season pass, which I don't know when the next sections are going to come out. but it came out way too early, sectioned off by a season pass, $25, when Horizon Zero Dawn, for its Frozen Wilds DLC, okay, Frozen Wilds was $10 for an extra 15 hours of content. 15.
And they're both for the same publisher. What the hell?
Yeah, it's so weird because Frozen Wilds has so much content, and it's not just gameplay. The story is so damn good for a DLC story, and it adds in all these new weapons and armors and other things that made the New Game Plus so much more bearable when I actually went to Ultra Hard mode. But then you have the City That Never Sleeps, and it gives you like a few new story missions, which I've only done I think 3 or 4, and I'm already like, that's like a large portion of it. It gives you paintings that you can find, but only 10 stolen paintings from the original Black Cat. The in Marvel.
Question.
Yeah.
Does it have any more JJ?
Yes.
J. Jonah Jameson recordings, because oh yeah.
He does react to everything.
That's basically all you need to do to advertise your DLC. New J. Jonah Jameson podcasts.
Yeah, like he talks about the stuff that you do. But so you get the stolen paintings from the original Black Cat, which is the male Black Cat, I should say. If you've never heard of him, he's the original one from the comics way back in the day, which people don't know about, and they talk about that. And then there's also, you can do, there's new crimes, because you know how there was randomly crimes, throughout the city? Well, there's new crimes, but there's only for 5 districts. Like, for the districts, there's nothing new in. But there's new crimes that you can stop, and I'm already, like, almost done with them. And then there's screwball challenges, which are basically Taskmaster challenges, kind of like that. So, that's all there really is. There's a little bit of added content, and the story, don't get me wrong, so far is good. And again, I stress so far because I haven't actually completed it yet. I'm going to be doing that after the stream, but it feels very sectioned off. It feels like they're nickel and diming this, and it's not worth $25 for the 3 parts. They should have made this $10 and released it as 1 part.
I don't know what Sony does half the time.
I don't know if it's I don't know if it's Sony.
What really pisses me off is speaking of game decision that pissed me off. You know how Spyro got delayed for like what 6 weeks because of the complaints of it looks like they didn't even learn a fucking thing because portions of 2 and 3 still need to be downloaded on a day 1 patch.
Portions? But there's a physical
apparently.
game.
Yeah, I know, it's a single player game. I don't understand why. What frustrates me.
Hello?
Oh, he's cutting out.
Yeah. We lost.
Am I cutting out?
Oh yeah, you cut out.
Oh. Well, funny, I was saying, what about people who don't have an internet connection?
Yeah, I hate that you have to install games now. But I mean, I like the availability because I do like the fact that I can get Grand Theft Auto 3, Vice City, and San Andreas on PS4 now. So, and I'm planning on buying that and streaming that, by the way. But it's there's some conventions that I really don't like. There is a good thing about my complaints, though. There's free DLC for Marvel Spider-Man, you get New Game Plus in Ultimate Mode, much like in Horizon Zero Dawn. And you can use all the costumes that you unlocked in the cutscenes. So, I can use...
Xenoblade had that on day one.
What pisses me off is that there is no Venom costume.
But there's there's underwear Spider-Man. I want to stream the game as underwear Spider-Man. It is hilarious. Him breaking through the building and just... I love it. I love it. And
he's on the street, finger banging at people.
and you're right, Xenoblade had that day one, and they patched in the New Game Plus a week after the game launched. So it was basically like right after I completed it, and that's the annoying thing. Like, just put that in day one so I can complete it day one. I'm looking forward to Darksiders 3. I need to complete Darksiders 1 and 2, though.
I need to actually play Darksiders 1 and 2.
I have Darksiders 1 and 2 on the Wii U, in fact. I actually bought the second one on Wii U, and then when I found out the first one was getting remade on Wii as well, I actually bought it for Wii U, in terms of consistency. I am such a f***ing nerd.
I mean, I rebuy games a lot. Do you know how many versions of Kingdom Hearts that I have? And now that they have the story so far pack, I'm like, I want to buy that.
I want to buy the PS3 and Switch version of Okami, and I already have it twice. I have the GameCube, PS2, and Wii version of Resident Evil 4, and I want the Switch version.
I want the PS4 version of Okami, even though I downloaded the PS3 version, and I own the PS2 version, and I've played I've played the Wii version, and I hated it because I didn't think the drawing was made better. In that, I thought it was a much easier.
They should have had one for the Wii U.
Yeah, they should have. That would have been good.
That would have been perfect. Because actually the people who ported over Okami to the PS3 actually were the people who handled Wind Waker on the Wii U.
And I feel like the tablet is rife for actually drawing much better than, like, more accurate than the Wii.
Absolutely. I feel if the Wii U had actually been a bit more successful, we would have gotten it, but there was... Even though I had the perfect setup for it, it just never happens.
What
could have been.
There's a lot of what could have been lately. Like, I honestly wonder what could have been if they handled DLC better, if we didn't have to install games like the very first day. Because, get this, okay, so installing DLC for Marvel Spider-Man, the weirdest shit I have ever seen. Ever. Okay, so you know how, like, in Horizon Zero Dawn, you install the DLC, it downloads, it installs, and it's automatically part of the game. You don't have, like, the quests become available, like, in the map. There's no hassle, no muss, no fuss. I downloaded, the update after I downloaded the DLC, and I thought I had installed. And I'm like, okay, I start up the game, and it says, oh, if you want to purchase DLC, you can. And I'm like, but wait a second, I have the DLC installed. What's going on? So here's what I did. I started the game. In the menu tab with the update, there's a DLC tab. You have to tab over to the DLC. It shows the percentage, not just in the main game, but also in the DLC. But that's not the end of this. So you go to the DLC tab, you have to select the DLC, and it says, alright, if it recognizes that you purchased the Season Pass, the City That Never Sleeps is now free to download, so you have to download that as well, and install that, and then switch over to that, because it's a separate campaign. It doesn't affect the main campaign. So it's like this most roundabout way to do it. It baffles me.
It just sounds like poor management. That just sounds so cumbersome.
It's a roundabout way to do it when you could have just had it like either some games like Costume Quest, you download it, you install it, and it's a separate menu from the start menu. In the background, I'll take a potato chip and eat it. Like in Costume Quest, all you have to do is download the DLC, install it, and there's a separate menu from the start where you can select that DLC. And in stuff like big open world games, like say, oh god, why can't I remember the name? Dragon Age Origins, the DLC, you can download it, install it, and it's just part of the game. You know, open world games already do that. This added like 3 unnecessary steps to me just downloading the DLC. Granted, it does a little bit better with New Game Plus, because in Horizon Zero Dawn, New Game Plus deletes your save data. So all of the stuff, all of the 100% that I had, gone.
What?
Hey, Rodolphus. That's why I took screenshots, because you start the game, they ask you for a start point for the New Game Plus. Okay, you have to like create a save game, load data from your old game. It's weird. Like, you go to your old save file, you load it up, you create New Game Plus data, then you go to the main menu, New Game Plus deletes all your save data, but you start a new game with everything that you had, except it deletes all your progress, it deletes the data logs that I found, everything. Hey, Rodolphus, my day's been pretty good, just nice and relaxing. But yeah, so all that progress is gone. I'm gonna have to do it again. Granted, I'm not doing it on ultra hard. If I start a New Game Plus, I'm gonna start it on easy again, because I did New Game Plus. Ultra hard isn't that bad, but I'd rather not do it again. If I'm gonna 100% complete it for a second time. Spider-Man at least creates a new save file, so you don't overwrite your goddamn save data. Like, Ratchet and Clank had this right years ago, where New Game Plus, you just have everything that you had, but you start over from the very beginning. It's not a hard concept.
And especially if it's like a separate level or a separate area you get to explore, just have it be its own thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I haven't played the new Xenoblade Chronicles 2 DLC, but from what I know of that, it's just like it's a whole separate thing. Like, it even comes as a separate game you can buy, and it's this whole other thing you just do.
You know what this reminds me of? Because I was thinking back when I was looking at, because I was looking into getting Grand Theft Auto 1 and 2, and I decided against it because I felt that the games would probably be a little bit antiquated, considering that they're very different than 3, and like they're PS1 games. Just, you know, I've heard mixed reactions. I'm probably not going to play them. Mm-hmm. But they released
top-down games.
But they released DLC for the game. There's another disc pack back in the day called the London Pack for it. And I'm like, we've been sectioning off games for years. This isn't anything new. But the thing is, back then, you just had to have a different disc, and you could have it separately. Vice City, San Andreas, like, those are all, like, downloadable content, but they're, like, separate games. I feel like it's just, there are better ways to handle DLC. I kind of like the way that Blizzard does it, because they they don't detract from the game. They keep releasing stuff. They release new packs like StarCraft 2, StarCraft Ghosts, and all the Diablo packs and whatnot, and there's good ways to do it without making it feel like the main game is just... You don't want to delete my main game save. That's all I'm saying. Like, that's just dumb.
That's a new kind of low.
Back in my day, when you play Sonic 3 and Knuckles, you just put the cartridges together.
Oh yeah, Sonic 3 and Knuckles, the original DLC. And Knuckles, and Knuckles, and Knuckles.
You drink Dante from the Devil May Cry series.
You know, I remember that. That was the original DLC. Oh, by the way, wasn't GTA UK more of an expansion pack than DLC? Wasn't it like a...
It is an expansion pack, but my question is, what's the difference?
Hang on. DLC requires the original game. GTA UK was more like Blue Shift and opposing forces in Half-Life original. Like, it used the same engine and tech, but it was not the same. You didn't need the original.
Yeah, and that's what I feel like DLC should be. Like, you should be able to connect it with the original if you want, but it's like... Have you ever heard of Infamous Festival of Blood?
No.
It was a standalone DLC about, like, for Infamous 2 that featured vampires. Standalone DLC. You didn't need the original game to play it. I loved it because it was something completely different, and you didn't need anything to play. That's essentially what it was. Same thing that, like, you're saying.
Oh, so it was like Undead Nightmare and RDR.
Yeah, Undead Nightmare, like, you can get that as a separate disc. And you downloaded this separate entity. It didn't, like, the trophies were not linked at all to Infamous. And to me, I feel like that's what DLC should have been from the very get-go. First of all, if people don't want to play the DLC, the trophies should not be linked. Because my OCD, the way it works is I have to get all the trophies, and if there's DLC in a game that I don't want to play, it's automatically attached. I have to play it. It sucks. And that's why, like, I prefer standalone DLC or expansion packs as you refer to them.
Mm-hmm. Which actually, Octo expansion kind of contradicts itself because you need Splatoon 2 for it.
And I do hope there is.
It's still good. It's still good. I'll give you that. But
And yeah, Rodolphus, I do hope there is a new Infamous game in the future. We can only hope.
Who makes it Infamous again?
Sucker Punch.
Yeah.
Are they still around?
The last thing they did was
They're
First
doing the
Light.
Samurai game.
Sorry, they're doing what?
The Samurai game.
You have to be more specific. There's been plenty of Samurai games being announced.
I forget what the name of it was. It was like Ghost of Tsushima, I think.
Yeah, it's one of those recently because there was like 3 at E3. And Kat unfortunately has internet problems right now, so she had to duck out for the night. Sorry, Kat. Thank you for at least trying. And Neo.
Oh yeah, Neo 2.
So like, I'm kind of upset too because like, I loved Infamous First Light and Second Son. I thought those two were amazing games. Not for everyone, but like they were fantastic superhero games, and I had so much fun playing those. But no one talks about them. No one brings them up.
I think that weren't they PS4 launch titles? Like they came out really early in the PS4's life cycle.
Yeah, those were system sellers for me. Like those 2 games back to back.
What was the real launch? You know, the launch seller for the PS4. What?
Well,
Knack?
they had Knack, but that was
They had
shit.
Killzone.
They had Killzone. They had Infamous Second Son was the real launch exclusive. To be honest, that was like the one.
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. When it came to the Wii U, the PS4, and Xbox One, their launches all suck when it came to titles.
The,
Like, you had that Fall of Rome, that Rome title with the Xbox One. You had...
yeah, Rise was...
Yeah, Nintendo Lands.
Like, there hasn't been a good...
Nintendo Land, actually.
There hasn't been a good launch lineup since PS2. PS2's launch lineup was legendary.
Okay, PS2 was listening because they had a lot of good titles, but come on, Breath of the Wild.
That wasn't launched for... Okay, no, wait, yeah, that was launched for Switch. Sorry.
That was... Yeah,
and Mario Odyssey. Like, Switch has the benefit of a lot of really good titles straight out the gate.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, I wish I could afford it. I can't.
I know, pal.
That's the real struggle right there. I would. But that's like another thing. I really.
That's your struggle. Let me smash. I want to smash.
I honestly, I'm not a big fan of Smash these days. I used to, but I don't have a lot of people to play Smash with, to be honest. I get it. A lot of my like struggle is for Breath of the Wild, which I actually did get a chance to play, and Mario Odyssey, which I played at Isaac's house. Not at Isaac's. We were at Linkara's wedding, and we played in the hotel. Sorry, Isaac's house.
What'd you think of it?
I liked it, but I was playing with the motion controls, and that took a little bit of getting used to. I'm not a big fan of the motion control setup. He didn't have the Pro controller with him. I when I actually got my hands on the Pro controller, I liked that a lot better.
Oh yeah, it's one of my favorite controllers to use.
Oh, nice, Rodolphus. Thank you. I always glad to hear that my recommendations are being picked up by somebody, and I highly recommend Spider-Man. While it's like one of the few games this year that I've played, is my game of the year at the moment. God of War is next on my list to play. So
if you do get a Switch, one of the first games you should get is Octopath Traveler. Oh my god, it is so good.
Mm-hmm. I've heard good things about Octopath, but one of the results I want to say of me trying to wanting to buy Switch and do other stuff is I've been realizing that all I've been playing lately is PS3 and PS4 games. And I mean, we've streamed a couple indies on PC, but I want to branch out. Like, obviously, we have Grand Theft Auto 3, which I want to stream, which is, I mean, granted, it's on PS4, but it's a PS2 game. But I want to stream Bully. I want to stream like more retro games. I need to work with it, but that's
a game that needs a remake.
Yeah, like the problem with going back is having to set it up for my current setup, but I will get it working and I will get that set up. So yeah, those are on my list of things to do.
We need to get you a setup like mine.
We do. I saw that thing you recommended to me, and that's definitely something. I also
hang on. Which thing was I recommending?
The splitter, I think it was, or the PS2 HDMI thing.
Oh yeah, that thing. Well, if you're gonna go with HDMI, yeah, definitely.
Because
I mean, I wouldn't recommend getting things like FrameMeister and RGB and component splitters like I have. It would definitely be better for an HDMI.
Yeah, like currently what I have is I have an HDMI splitter, which I use to get around capture protection. I don't use it as
naughty girl.
I only use it on PS3 though and Vita just to get around capture protection. So I don't use it as its intended purpose, but I suppose I could possibly use that as a splitter to go between PS4 and Vita probably. I'd have to set it up like that. But I would like to get like a 4 or 5 prong like HDMI splitter, and then set up the PS2 with the HDMI like setup, because my PS2 I do have an HDMI adapter. It goes from component to HDMI, but the only way to power it up is to plug it into my PS3 or like I have to plug it into a USB source to power up the Mini. So it's an extra hassle.
Yeah, if you really want to be crazy, you can go like me and get 8 inputs HDMI switch. 8. Jesus Christ.
And Itchy apparently had to get off because it's raining. It was pouring rain here the past few days. Like, over work, it was pouring rain for the 13... I had a 13-hour day of work today. So, yeah, it rained nonstop while I was at work.
We had almost a 24-hour thunderstorm. Well, I think about 12 hours. Basically, we had thunderstorms during the middle of the night a few days ago, and it kept on going until the middle of the day.
God.
My cats were terrified.
I don't know about my cat because I was away. She was very thankful when I got home. Unfortunately, I was very, very tired. I essentially, I took a shower and went to bed, and I woke up with the cat in her usual spot. She's turned the chair into her little nest with like all my jackets around her. Like she's just started like laying there, and I'm like, oh, she's a cute little kit. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff that I want to prepare and play in the future. I'm working on it. The thing that I want to discuss, because this is the thing that I've gone back and forth over lately, is stream schedule. Because it's something that I've tried to set in stone, but also something that's been hard to set in stone simply because my schedule hasn't... My schedule keeps changing because of doctor's appointments, and because I'll either get sick or whatnot. So, like part of me wants to try to set a schedule, but the other part is like wondering if I can. Either way, Saturdays and Sundays are currently set in stone as we have them, where Saturdays are Kingdom Hearts and Sundays are indie games or games that I want to highlight, like Costume Quest and stuff like that. Like we had Doki Doki and whatnot. But I need a day for the PS2 games. I need a day for Ys, because I know that Twilight wants to play them. He wants me specifically to play them, but I need days to do that. Mondays, unfortunately, have turned into my doctor appointment day. I don't know, because the rest of the week is usually good, except for if I'm tired out from work, and that's always the struggle for me. I do want to get back to Jackbox. Like, I want to have Jackbox streaming nights, because Jackbox is just fun.
Totally. I love Fibbage so much.
That was, like, a fun night, and, I mean, I did all the You Don't Know Jack stuff on my own. Yeah, you definitely have to, like, that's a solo game in Party Pack 1. So, I tentatively want to say, like, if we can try to get Wednesdays as Jackbox, Thursdays as PS2 game nights, and then East is gonna be up in the air, but I'm not sure. But it's like, I definitely want to get a more regular schedule streaming, because otherwise, yeah, I want to get a bigger presence on Twitch here, and I want to do this because this is a lot of fun. It's just been hard, especially with my schedule, but I don't want to focus on YouTube anymore, at least not for the moment. I've been burned so much, I'd rather just focus on Twitch.
Mm-hmm. What we need to do is draw you up an actual schedule to advertise with. Like, need to get you drawings of you with PS2 characters and
yeah, because Gilgamesh actually asked about my schedule the other day. That was the first time. So yeah, we definitely need that.
You need to get your artist to. We also need an animated kitty thing for the introduction to the stream, like she pops around the screen, pops her head out, and just runs across the screen.
I have a couple options for this, because I have Devilo, who's working on. He's the guy who does my title card templates for YouTube. Mm-hmm. I have him working on new updated templates, essentially for basically because I'm transitioning, so I wanted him to do new ones for the way we are. I like his art style, but I feel like I want different artists for different things. I could ask Milk Girl, but she's usually very busy, even though her commissions are open. She's in school now, and she and Buns are busy. So it's like Milk Girl's kind of out. I'm not sure about Dennis. There's a couple other people that I use. Komori Arts is the person who did my current avatar, the one with the dress. But he does like very specific like sets of commissions. So I don't know.
Your current avatar was just a picture.
Did you see the one that I posted on Twitter? In Facebook.
No, I didn't. Because by the way, I'm here.
Hey, Rosen, welcome back. How was your stream?
I didn't stream it.
Okay.
Actually, I was hoping to talk to you about that. We might move it to after you're done, if you want.
I don't mind. Like, honestly, I mean, I do want to finish the City That Never Sleeps DLC, but at the moment, I woke up. I had enough rest, so I have the night to myself. So I'm free to do whatever.
Cool. I'll check with KC, and if you could check with Ari, that'd be great.
I haven't been able to get in contact with her. I believe she is not. She doesn't have internet at the moment. I think she's at her grandmother's.
Oh, well, what we can do is just play the game, and we'll save the couples one for another time.
Okay.
Sorry, I cut out for a bit. What are we playing next?
Monster Prom, I believe.
Okay.
That's what he was saying. I don't know, because Rosen's been wanting to get me in on a stream for a while. It's just my work schedule's the pits, and it's whenever they start streaming, especially like Danganronpa, later Rodolphus, especially Danganronpa 2, like I wanted to be a part of that, but it's always when I have work. So, like he wants to do a Monster Prom stream. You said that was free, right?
There's a way to play it where that's free. Yes.
Okay.
Basically, I just screen share it. No big deal.
Okay, yeah, that's fine with me. And we can go from there. But as I was saying, Komori Arts, the avatar that I'm talking about is, it's the one that I'm using on YouTube right now. It's essentially different expressions of the purple-haired girl in a black dress. But it's essentially, I sought this specific artwork simply because it was one with a transparent background, and it was just like for the avatar, so I could use it in my videos. So that I don't know if I'd use Komari Arts for that. Who else do I use?
Wait. What kind of style are you looking for, Zen?
Well, I kind of want to ask Kit Beetlejuice, but I don't know if she she's too busy to do it.
Because you've seen the album I've gone recently, right?
Can you post something or show something just so because I've seen a lot of your artwork, but it's good to have a visual reference for me because I'm always looking for something new.
But I'm just wondering, what cute,
I want
what
anime. I want
what?
something. I want something anime, like cute anime. Something more akin to my realm of expertise. Hold on 1 second. I am goth, Itchy. I'm already goth.
Your regular Ginny Havoc.
Alright, sorry, I need some water.
So, who saw the new Overwatch character?
I did.
The new Overwatch shorts. There was a new short that came out yesterday. It started McCree, and oh god, like I'm straight, but damn McCree, oh mother of God.
Actually, hold on
Oh.
1 second. I'm gonna be right back. I gotta use the restroom.
But just it gave us more questions than answers. Like, who is that? Who's that character at the end of the short? Like, Echo or something? Like, I don't know what's going on.
So how about that wrestling show that happened yesterday? You know, Power Struggle.
It was alright. I fear for Bullet Club in terms of relevancy.
It'll be fine.
But, okay, who's in the new Bullet Club? The Tongas, Jay Whites,
Taiji Ishimori, and someone you should be hyped about, Robbie Eagles.
What, because he's Australian? That's
Because he's
racist.
No, because he's awesome.
Honestly, but the thing is that they don't have, a real namestay. I mean, Jay White maybe. I mean, he's coming that way, but
Alright, sorry about that. So what were you asking beforehand?
shit, I forgot.
Something about
Overwatch.
Okay, no, I've heard about the new Overwatch character, Ash. I haven't really been involved much in Overwatch lately. I missed the Halloween event. I've been trying to get through other games, and it's like, I want to play more Overwatch, but...
It's funny considering how I'm playing it right now. But yeah, Power Struggle was okay. I mean, I'm surprised Jericho retained, because what is it about part-time guys getting championships and World Cups? I mean, Jesus. Ugh. I'm glad I didn't wake up from Crown Jewel, because it would have been 4 a.m. my time, and I'm like, nope.
Well, you shouldn't have watched it anyway.
I didn't watch it. That's the
I know,
point.
but you shouldn't have wanted to watch it.
I stopped
That's the
caring
point.
about wrestling a long time
that-
ago.
That's because I haven't shown you the good shit yet, Zenith.
I mean, you have showed me PWG and stuff. It's just like, I wish I had more
Wrestling's not
time.
for everybody, okay? Wrestling's not for everybody, okay?
That's fair. I'm just saying, if I offered to take you to a show, I would. I don't know.
Like, I wouldn't mind going to a show, but like, I really like wrestling itself has really not endeared itself to me lately, because of what the companies are doing.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
And I did see the Medieval trailer. It looks really good. I'm not gonna lie. I wish this came out earlier, though.
By the way, I'm surprised you don't have any emotes.
What's that?
That's next. In the Discord channel, or Twitch.
Twitch.
Yeah,
Custom
I don't
emotes.
know how to make custom emotes.
I can teach
We
you.
need to figure that.
Yeah, I could figure that out. Like, honestly, right now my priority is on hitting that 100 follower mark. I'm 4 away, guys. Please,
I'll show you mine right
please
now.
get me there.
What?
There.
Oh, nice. Nice custom emotes. Yeah, I'll have to work on that later.
But Rosen, sorry. What about these rumors that the elites are going to WWE? I do not believe it for a second.
Nope.
There is
Playing
no
with us.
way in hell Cody Rhodes would go back to WWE after everything they've had to deal with.
Yeah, they're playing with us.
Explain one thing to me, because
Yeah.
I'm confused. Why was Hulk Hogan back in the WWE?
Because they're a bunch
Because
of
Saudi,
racists.
because Saudi Arabia basically is stuck 20 years in the past. I mean, when the first Saudi Arabia event happened a few months back, they wanted a bunch of stars who had been dead for like, what, 5? They weren't really... And to be honest, okay, when it comes to professional wrestling, you think of Hulk Hogan, unfortunately. He is one of the main faces of wrestling.
I know, but wasn't he banned or something like that?
He
Like,
was, but basically they figured enough time had passed. I mean, I know he didn't do anything really bad like trying to unionize professional wrestlers.
yeah, like I don't think what he did was Oh, thank you for the bits. Thank you for the bits. I don't think, he.
Look, I'm not gonna hold anything against Hulk Hogan being a racist. I am gonna hold him against being a selfish, conniving, arrogant piece of crap.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
like I said, you gotta know what companies to look at.
Yeah. Honestly, at the moment though, I'm more focused on video games than anything.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I still
trust
have
me.
so many to get through. Too many. Like, there's still some from this year that I haven't gotten to, like God of War, and there's still
Yeah, of
some
course.
that I like from last year, and yeah.
Deltarune.
Like, Red Dead Redemption 2 just came out. I don't even want to know how many hours can be put into that.
I could
Jesus.
barely even beat Red Dead Redemption 1. Like,
I'm
it's
not
too
getting Red Dead
massive. Like, here's the thing. The only Rockstar game I've ever 100% completed was LA Noire, and that was like a very different kind of like Rockstar game. It wasn't as massive, so like I want to start small with Grand Theft Auto 3. Okay, like I want to start small, and if I do ever complete Red Dead Redemption, we'll see how that is. But like
Here's my question. You gonna get the new Smash Brothers?
I was
He hasn't
just
got a Switch.
I haven't
He
got a
hasn't got a
Switch.
For that.
But like I don't have anyone to play with, honestly. Like
Me.
the appeal for Smash back when I was a kid, back when Melee was around, was one of my best friends had it over at his house. So I would
I
fight
think she's
him.
referring to local multiplayer. not
Oh, local?
online.
Okay.
Yeah, I've tried online for Brawl. It did not work very well. And yeah,
Also
they've
Brawl.
Yeah, I get that, but it just, for me, I don't like online multiplayer. I prefer couch co-op or couch
Fair,
local.
yeah.
And it's the appeal to me has died down. It's the best way to describe it for me is Pokemon. I want to get back into it again, but every time I pick up the game, something like I don't want to play it. It's like it's weird, and I don't understand it because I definitely want to get back into Pokemon. I want to play more of those games. I want to like actually go back and play through some of the ones that I haven't like completed. But I just always end up playing something different, and
Pokemon could be something fun to stream, actually.
that's something I was thinking of doing too, is maybe having like a Pokemon night.
Yeah.
I would have to get like maybe a mod or something like that, but like I would like to start off with like the original and work my way up so I could actually experience the games, because my experience is from Gen 1 and 2, and I think I played a little bit of 4.
I will say this. Do you mind tutorials that go long?
No.
No?
No, I don't care about tutorials. I love the 3-hour tutorial in Kingdom Hearts 2. So
okay, I think despite the long tutorial in Pokemon Sun and Moon and slash Ultra Sun and Moon, it's the best in the series.
okay, like I liked Sun and Moon as I was playing it. Problem is, I'm not like handheld. Stop doing this to me, stupid game.
Yeah.
Sorry.
If you can find a way to get Sun and Moon on like console or something. And hell, after Let's Go, there's going to be a mainline Pokemon game on the Switch.
I don't have a Switch.
I was about to say,
I don't have the money to get a Switch.
Out, you'll probably have one.
I don't have the money.
I know, but this is not coming out for like 2 years.
We'll see. For right now, though, I'm not. I want a Switch. I don't have the money for it.
I know.
I'm busy paying off debt.
My point is, you will eventually be able to play it on a console.
Maybe the biggest detriment is like, what if I have to use the money for surgery?
Yeah, that's fair.
You know,
Actually, do you have a Wii?
I have a Wii and a Wii U.
You know what you might like? Pokemon Coliseum.
I've heard some good things about that. But my current plan, if I were to ever stream Pokemon, and hopefully that is a soon possibility, is for like I would stream it like the original red, blue, and yellow, but like on
not all three, right?
Like, I'm not sure.
I would just pick one.
But like, I just like one from that generation, probably yellow, because yellow's the definitive version anyway. But I would do that on PC if I could find the mod. I'm sure I can, but
I could find you a ROM real quick.
Time to wink at the camera for Christmas presents. Honestly, I mean, as much as I would like Switch as a Christmas present, I kind of just I would like money.
Yeah.
You could do. What would be cool is you see that Stream Deck from Elgato. Ooh, that would be cool.
I actually haven't seen that Stream Deck. Yeah.
Oh, it's like a little control panel you can use with OBS and XSplit and that kind of stuff. You can customize it pretty much to do anything like cameras and angles and such.
Yeah. Oh god, like I need a tech guy. Like I need somebody who knows what they're doing.
I'm a tech guy.
I know what I'm doing.
Who's in state.
Okay.
Alright, fair enough.
So they can actually set this up for me, because like honestly, yeah, honestly, I'm decent. I know I had to go to Lotus Prince to get around some of this stuff. Because he's the one who told me about the Scrambler in the first place. I otherwise would not be streaming PS3 games. Like there's a lot of stuff that I had to figure out, and there's a lot of stuff that I still gotta figure out. But you know,
I tell you, every time I see the Game Grumps office tour, I'm just filled with so much jealous rage. You know, we had that big touch. That.
Brooklyn Rage.
No. I mean, every time I see their office, I'm reminded of it. They have a bar and they have that massive console database and everything. I'm like, want so badly.
For 5 years. Like they're a business.
Oh yeah, they're in it for the long haul. I get that, and I wish I could do that too. I mean, I've always wanted to make this.
So since I know you don't like Steam, instead of doing what I did, which is make a Steam wish list for your, and play whatever gets donated, what you could do is set up an Amazon wish list, and that way you could play whatever games get sent through that. And that way, who knows, if you have a super generous fan, you can get a Switch that way.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I could. I don't like asking people for things, though. Like, I really don't. I mean, I feel bad because Twilight got me a lot of Steam games, and I haven't had the chance to play him yet, and he wants me to stream him, and I gotta get to him. Then again, I've also, like... I have had the worst luck when it comes to YouTube and getting through stuff, because the moment I try to start on a project for him, something goes wrong with YouTube and I have to wait.
Yeah. It's one of those things where you gotta balance your level of comfort with the ability to function with it.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, I wish you lived closer, Max, so you could help out. Again, I really need a team. Like, right now, Kat and Doug from the Disney Debate are my team.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
I could technically fly to... wait, where do you live again? What state?
Of Rhode Island.
Oh, Rhode Island, yeah. That's near New York, right?
4 hours away, but yeah.
Yeah, that's... look... Living on an island that where the longest distance is like 2 to 3 hours, that I really have a really bad idea of location and distance and all that other crap.
Yeah, like, honestly, Rhode Island, nobody in, like, the South knows of it either, so it's, you know, we're the smallest state. It's not that small. It takes about an hour and a half to drive through, although everything's pretty centralized.
Well, so it's basically like Tasmania. Only you don't have devils.
We do, kind of. We have people who are... We have corrupt politicians. We got that. Rhode Island used to be run by the mob. This was a mob state.
Like Vegas, like Nevada.
Yeah. So welcome to the.
I'm sorry
mob.
if I'm going to sound smug, but you say, "Oh, our politicians are corrupt." Is all politicians corrupt in America? I'm sorry, but I just watched so much of your news and just thinking, how can this be legal?
That's what I wonder constantly. But at the same time, not all of them are mafia. That's the difference. That's the distinction. Corrupt politician for the mafia.
Yeah. Some are not corrupt. Some are just too damn stupid.
So think about it this way: our town was like was the mafia town from that. Oh god, what was the name of the game? That indie game that just came out. Had in Time.
Oh god! Oh, I love that game so much.
I need to play it. I need to buy it.
It is. Yeah, you need to. It is really, really. It's one of my favorite crowdfunded games. For real.
Max, where you live is in the South. I'm talking about the deep South. Like, in Florida, they don't know what Rhode Island is.
Okay. Florida isn't really the South.
Florida is the South. It's
no,
South.
Florida is its own thing.
Florida is...
Okay.
Welcome back.
Yep.
So, yeah, essentially, what I really want is a team. You know, Kat and Doug do a lot.
What I was saying is that maybe I could actually, fly there, and if you had a place to house me, I would gladly work as your tech guy.
I have a futon. You know, it does pull out.
Well, to be fair, I will warn you that as an Australian, I am the kind of person to crash on your couch and then never leave.
That's pulling out never works.
If you help me pay for rent, then I'm fine with it.
Plus, like I said, pulling out never works.
Well, hang on. This would be a job, right? This would be an actual job. Being your tech guy, being basically your moderator on your stream. And helping you when your things go boom.
I mean, if I made money off of it, then I guess. At the moment, I don't. I make bits.
You gotta spend money to make money.
I get paid in bits. But, Yeah, like
I get it. I get it. I get it.
I know, like, people, like, some call me Johnny and the completionist. They have full teams of people who do everything, and it's just like, my dream is to do that. Like, I know how to do some of this stuff. Like, I taught myself a lot about editing and this and that, but I'm better at, you know, presentation, at you know, being in front of the camera.
Say, oh yeah, they have teams and everything, but the fact that you're able to pull off what you're doing right now on your own, that's impressive, and you should feel proud about that.
I am pretty proud, and thank you for the pride bits, Itchy. I'm proud of what I've accomplished. I feel like I could do more with a few more people, a little bit more helpers.
Trust me, I get you. I wish I had an editor. I wish I had a cameraman.
Like,
trust me, there is.
I don't know if I'd trust a cameraman after what happened with my last one, so.
That's a story I don't think you really want to tell, is it?
Well, when I first started back in 2010, the person, like, who gave me part of the idea to start making videos, I was in theater with this guy named Greg, and he was a film major at the time, and essentially, hold on. I trust you, Max. Essentially, we were in theater together, and he was a film major, and I wasn't at the time. And he's just like, oh, film's really fun. Like, I need someone to help me out with stuff. And I'm like, oh, well, I wanted to start doing videos because of the Nostalgia Critic, and I was just like, okay, well, like, I have this guy who's a film major, who's into this sort of stuff. So I had him help out, and for the first, like, few videos, he was helping, and we were having fun and doing stuff. Then he started taking Adderall, and he ended up, he stopped doing it for a while, like, so I had to be, like, on my own. And, you know, my parents bought me a new camera, and then, like, a little bit later, he volunteered to be my cameraman as paid work. First time, I was a little bit iffy, but I said, you know, hey, like, it's not that much, so we'll try this out. So he filmed one of my videos, and for that, it was fine. But then I started to notice some things missing around my apartment. No, not part. Well, we were staying off-campus housing, but yeah, I started noticing games missing out the cases, and stuff that I lent him was disappearing. And then we went to a recording session where he didn't stare at me through the camera as a cameraman. He was playing games on his phone while I was recording my, you know, for on-camera stuff.
He was fucking around.
He essentially was not in it for the camera or whatever. He was in it to come in, steal my stuff, sell it for Adderall and weed.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dick.
And I never got that stuff back. Granted, it wasn't that much. I ended up buying those games again. It was only like 10 games, and one of my manga volumes, I think. But it's just like, he didn't immediately present as that way, and I think he just got stuck on Adderall, and they got addicted and needed more and more. And I stopped caring. You know, I just like, no, I don't want. I will do this myself.
Naive Australian answer. Is Adderall expensive in the US?
We have no healthcare, so yes.
Yeah, I mean, it...
Well, okay. Not to get really political, but that doesn't mean... Not having healthcare doesn't mean pharmaceuticals. It's two... Believe it or not, it's two completely different sectors.
Well, think about it this way. My medication, without healthcare... without healthcare costs, it's about $80 With healthcare, it's about 20.
That probably sounds right. I mean, I just had to buy my mother's medication, and it doesn't go anywhere even close to $50 for both medications because of the generic. Do you guys have a generic medication scheme in the US where you actually have the offer to buy a generic version of medication for a more affordable price?
That's the
Not
$80 version. Like, essentially, like, we can get discounts, but if it wasn't for the discount, it'd probably be over $100. Like,
Well, what we have here is the Pharmaceutical Benefit Scheme, or PBS.
PBS Kids.
Basically, it's a way that they to offer generic versions of popular medications for a much more affordable price. I mean, granted, most medication in this country is fairly affordable, but yeah.
Not really in our country.
This isn't me trying to be smug or anything. I'm just saying the facts.
Our pharmaceutical companies control everything, and there's current war in Rhode Island because a lot of people have become addicted in Rhode Island to prescription drugs.
Yeah,
And
opioids. Yeah.
there's a big thing. Like, I went to a Macklemore concert, which was Recovery Fest. It was for a bunch of people who were recovering addicts because they were put on like certain pills from their prescriptions, and they grew addicted to it. And it's a very big thing that's happening in Rhode Island.
Your ideas are intriguing.
It's a big thing happening all across your country from what I've heard.
Oh, who? Let's see. Miss Lube is now following. Thank you for the following, Miss Lube.
That's a name.
That is a name. All right, we're slowly getting towards partners. Slowly, we're on our way.
Because, weird thing today. I posted one of those, now this or things about America's healthcare system compared to Australia's healthcare system, and I got comments from a person from America. The funny thing is, the person who was commenting it is my name. It's Nick Gibson.
Weird.
For some reason, I am friends with somebody with the same exact name as me, and he has I think he's from like Arizona or something. He has a completely different ideology to me, and I'm like, I'm arguing with myself. Why?
At least I know at least I know there's only one Zenith. There is only ever one Zenith.
But the opening he said was, "Oh, don't believe this. These are all sound bites." Oh yeah, Trump, praising Australia's healthcare system, and I was like, "You are aware I live in Australia, right?" I didn't know that. don't mock. Don't bloody know, pal.
People like to argue just to argue. It's so stupid, and this is why I don't talk about politics on Facebook anymore. Because the one time I posted about how he was trying to erase trans people from the definition, and people are just like, "Oh, well, it's not real. It's just like all it means is for healthcare reasons." I'm like, yeah,
It's a good way to weed out people in your life.
Yeah, I started blocking some people because, first of all, I need healthcare a very specific way, considering like my hormones are right now like very like I need a very specific type of healthcare. I have let me put it this way. I have a regular primary doctor. I have a gender care primary doctor who specializes in transgender treatment. I have 2 therapists, one who specializes in transgender patients, and one regular one, simply because they want to make sure everything's covered. All the bases. That's not counting everything else.
That sounds so goddamn confusing.
It is.
And wasn't one of the main arguments of universal healthcare there would be really confusing about which doctor and stuff? No, it wouldn't be.
And the thing is, my primary care provider and my gender care provider are not listed as my primary, because the way the clinic works, because I go to this Care New England facility. It's a group of a bunch of different doctors who work together, and they're really, really great. They're really, really helpful. What they do is they all work in the same building, and that you can have access to any like doctors you need, gender care, or like special care, or anything you need right there. But they have me listed as a doctor who's not there as a primary because of the way the facility is located in the records. So my primary is not one of the two that's actually my primaries.
God.
Well, welcome to America. It's a nightmare.
Welcome to America. Help us.
But yeah, like
Okay.
oh god, stop. You're robotic, and it hurts my
am
ears.
I good now?
Yeah.
Am I good now? All right, Rosa. What I'm going to most people around the world is going to say, you brought this on yourself.
Not all of us.
I didn't do anything.
Unfortunately, apathy has hurt a lot of. That's one of the biggest things about elections.
I voted. I voted. Okay.
There's also this other issue that politics seems to be a dirty thing to talk about. Like, it's one of those things you just don't bring up, and I feel like
you can't have a civil discussion, because like if you try to talk to anybody, that like they'll treat it like it's the end of the world. Like, just trying to talk on Facebook about how I want to be treated as an actual person because I'm transgender, I need rights, I need healthcare, basic human empathy and compassion.
Just some common human decency, yeah, trust me.
Is
but the
hard.
thing is, because we keep avoiding talking about it, and we just go into just...
Well, no, because people keep deflecting the conversation to something else, but like, what about this, and what about the sexual deviance, and blah, 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 blah. I'm like...
What about that?
I had someone say to me, like, oh, well, what'll the children think? And I'm like...
Nothing. What message does it send? Nothing.
It's like I had to say to him, like, there are straight couples imprinting on people as it is, and that had its impact, and I still turn out to be trans and lesbian. So it doesn't matter. Like, even if you say, oh, the child is gonna imprint or whatever. People have, like, you know, free will, and they can think for themselves, and even though some people are impressionable when they're very young, guess what? When they get older, they start to think for themselves. Hopefully, some people are
and yet the parents who completely criminalize and just treat sex as this horrible thing, and the teachings and the beatings and stuff. What happens to those kids, huh? What happens to those ones? Because that's what I usually hear with someone gets arrested for a mass murder.
Whenever you get someone who was murdering somebody, it's like, oh no, it's just a troubled kid. But whenever it's like someone who's different, like gay, it's just like, oh no, it's a deviant. Like, what is the...
People just want to hate.
Yeah,
it's kind of like, you know, how that thing that people get when they get a nice comment on their YouTube, or people retweet that as endorphins, that kind of thing. People get the same stuff when people are hating, when they're arguing. They get all this rush. It's this massive adrenaline rush, just to hate.
It's a lot of Brooklyn rage, let me tell you. A lot of Brooklyn rage.
No, it's not Brooklyn rage. It's Adamantium rage.
Nee. But yeah,
and then get punched up by the nerd.
I try not to talk too much about politics, but I mean...
No, look, I do get some people just don't want to, but unfortunately, we're in a situation right now where things have to be discussed. I mean, not right now, but what I'm going to say, I'm just going to end it off by saying this. America, the whole world's watching you right now. The entire world has its eyes on you.
And it's disappointed.
I've been keeping up with all the Senate races, like this, that situation in Georgia and Kansas and everything. I mean, that's the thing about having cable. You watch a lot of news when you get bored, so you get informed a lot. And then you get sad. Then you get sad and angry, and then depressed.
Here's the thing: like, there's a lot of bad shit happening, and I still can't believe it's still going on. Where we actively have concentration camps and a president who wants to fire at unarmed civilians just because they want to cross the border. And it's just like there are these things that are monstrous that nobody is bringing up, and it's crazy. But one thing one of my friends told me earlier, and this is something that I'm kind of, I don't know how to react to, because he basically said being trans is in and of itself a political stance. And
That's fucking dumb.
I understand what he means, because like I do automatically have a liberal mindset, and I automatically like have biases and whatnot, but the thing is, me being trans is who I am. It's my life. It's you know, it's something that is not intrinsically related to politics, and I don't like politics because like I don't like all the arguing, and I don't like people telling me that I'm not a person. So it's like there are things that I don't like really talking about with certain people. Like, I don't mind bringing it up here because we're all friends here, and if someone says
it's civil,
we're all friends here, we're all fine. But when he said that, I was kind of taken aback because, I mean, yeah, trans is apparently a political debate, although it's not, because
It's a political debate for those who want it to be.
it's a political debate for people who don't think we have the right to exist.
Yeah.
And I've seen that amount of hate, and I've seen that, like, it's crazy, but it's just, like, to me, being trans is just a status of who I am. Like, I'm a woman. Deal with it. There's no argument. There's no trans debate. The whole thing is, let us be. It's like gay back in the day. Like, let us be gay. Let us be trans. It's not affecting you. I still can't believe that there's political opponents. There's one thing I saw on the news where this one guy wants to kill anyone who harbors gay people. Essentially, like, anyone who harbors sinners, and they said it needs to be killed. And I'm just like, there are people advocating for genocide running for office.
yeah, that's just like,
And I'm just like, when you start advocating for the killing of an entire people for the race, sexual orientation, color of their skin, gender, or anything else, that's when you become the monster. Because I don't care what you preach about God, religion, or whatever it is that you prescribe to, I guarantee you that if the God that you believe is real,
He's
not
you're a motherfucker.
he's not gonna like you when you see him. You're gonna go to hell.
and then that person's gonna be like, but you said no, I didn't say that to you.
Asshole said that.
The
saying it was
book
fake.
doesn't even say that. Like, it you know what? I'm really hoping that, they meet the Princess of Hell and she destroys the back to the Has-Been Hotel connection anyway. But yeah, like, there's just things that are openly wrong that people just say, oh no, you're blowing this out of proportion. I'm like, am I? Because it seems a little bit Hitlery. It's
pretty Hitler.
No,
it's pretty
no.
Hitler.
Let's be honest here. Trump isn't Hitler, because that would actually imply that he actually knows anything about Hitler. He is his own thing. It isn't Nazism, it's Trumpism.
He read Mein Kampf. It's his favorite book.
No, he can't read.
Have you not? Like, that's an actual quote. Like, he's read
No,
Mein...
okay. What I've read is that he actually had a book of Hitler's speeches that was apparently given to him by a Jewish friend. I'm using massive finger quotes there. That's what I've heard.
I mean, I could be misquoting this. I could be. I'm not going to say you're wrong.
No, well, look, I get what you're coming from. What I'm trying to say is that he's an idiot who can't read, and is selfish and an egotistical blowhard.
He's an
Is that about
idiot,
right?
but it's always the idiots who have power who are the worst, especially when they advocate for taking away birthright citizenship. So, yeah, that's a thing.
I'm pretty sure he wants to get rid of the 22nd Amendment as well.
In the 14th. Or wait, was that... Yeah, that...
No,
that
do you know what the 22nd Amendment is?
no, I don't.
Limiting terms. Basically 2
Oh,
terms.
yeah, he wants to be president for life. And
So
that
I would
dictator...
say do that. I would say do that because that way the Democratic Party can have their primaries with Barack Obama, Bill Clinton, Joe Biden, Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh God, here's the thing. I don't want him in office for any longer than I have to see his goddamn face because I'm afraid. And I try to put on a brave face for everyone, but
Look,
I've been very
get you.
afraid and anxious these past few weeks. The more and more I hear about this, and I don't speak up about this very much, but I have started to because I need to. Like, I need to talk about it because this is monstrous.
Look, obviously, if you have something to say, we'll amplify it. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
You deserve to have your voice better, and you need to make clear what your concerns are and that they're real. And let's be honest here: if the Democrats either win the House or the Senate, or even just one thing, I think Trump's gonna quit because he's a quitter and he's a sore loser, and he won't be able to stand.
It's difficult to say at this point. I really hope, but there's a lot of things that I'm really scared about. I'm gonna vote on November 6th. I already have it. Like I have text alerts for when and where I have to vote. I already have the thing in the mail.
I voted last week.
Unfortunately, Rhode Island doesn't have a mail-in ballot. Otherwise, I would.
Damn.
Well, what's the population of Rhode Island? How many?
I don't know off the top of my head. It's a very small state. Like, it's not a large.
Is it over 1 million?
No. It's probably a couple 100,000.
Like, I know Wyoming is like your least populated state, so it has to be around what, less than 500,000 people.
Yeah, like we have a densely packed area, but like essentially there's not a lot of us. It's a small state.
I get it.
Also,
Like,
I've also like as much as I vote, I've heard about tampering with like Georgia. And
Vote anyway.
I'm still gonna vote. Don't worry, I'm gonna be out there. I'm just I'm saying like I'm going to do the best I can with what I have as much as I can.
Good.
It's just so scary. And I was talking about this 2 years ago at YomaCon because I had just pretty much decided to transition, and it was 2016, and I was afraid that he might get elected because this might happen. And I really picked a bad time. This is like the worst possible time. Either way, I don't want to dwell on this too long.
No, look, I get it, man. Let's have fun. We're here. We're here to have some fun.
Yeah, I might have to break soon. Because I haven't eaten yet. Like I did eat earlier in the day, before I went home and slept. But I realized, oh yeah, I'm hungry now. So I might have to stop my stream earlier than I anticipated. But we've gotten in a good 2 hours. I want to try to at least beat the boss of Destiny Islands first.
And we'll go to my stream then.
Yep. I'll definitely once I get some food in me, and then I will head over to your stream.
Cool. Just message me when you are ready, and I'll bring you into the call.
But first of all, we're gonna finish this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, Max. I'm fighting back as best I can. It just, yeah, it sucks when, like, I had somebody on Facebook who, like, was trying to be the smug asshat and said, oh, like, you're gonna surround yourself by sycophants and stuff, because, like, I believed, something from, what was it, the New York Times, I think it was, or, like, basically a very reputable news source, and, like, this guy ended up saying, oh, you're never gonna be a woman, you're not valid and whatnot. I'm just like, oh, so you just want a platform. You just want a platform to berate others, because if you were an ally, because he said, like, you know, like, all these people do, it's like, start off with saying, like, well, like, I support trans people, blah, 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 but then the moment they feel attacked or insulted, they start going for, oh, you're never going to be a real woman. Like, what does that even mean? Because, like, you try to explain healthcare to someone who doesn't understand trans healthcare, and he said, oh, well, you don't have a vagina, what's that matter? I'm like, that's not what trans means, you idiot. Like, I need very specific, like, people who know how hormones work. And,
People are dumb.
People are very dumb. For the record, if I were required by this Trump law, if the transgender definition was erased and I was required to submit by my birth sex, it wouldn't affect me personally because I've changed my birth certificate, unless he somehow finds a way around that. So that's not the issue, but it's like, okay, Kitty, Chiaki, essentially what that does is paint a target on trans people, and like, as it stands, you know, I need the definition for my doctors to know what to look for. And yeah, if people who are born male at birth, like, have different things, I get it. But transgender is a definition that you need for your doctor to understand why your body's reacted a certain way. Because if my doctor just treated me like I was a guy, that wouldn't go very well with medication. Just throwing that out there.
Mm-hmm. Let me look it up. Australia? Am I coming through?
Yes, you are now.
Yeah.
Alright, anyway, on to happier things. So,
Yeah.
So what is does somebody have any good news?
Piranha Plants in Smash Brothers, and it's really, really bizarre, but I love it.
I love Piranha Plant. Like, Piranha Plant was the best inclusion. I'm not sorry.
Like, it's just that one of those funny things. Like, I would expect Chain Chomp to be the next one included.
Oh yes, a 9.
But the thing is, you know, it's not really a joke. I mean, Piranha Plant is, especially considering that Pity Piranha was in Brawl during the Subspace Emissary, it kind of makes sense. It kind of seems like a throwback.
He's also, like, you know, one of the main foes for Mario in his games. Like, it's an actual thing, guys. Like, I don't get why everyone's up in arms, but
like, I am upset though that Shantae was only there in spirit.
She's probably gonna be DLC. I'm willing to bet, because they've been hinting at, like, oh, she's in the game. So, like.
Now, look, if Isaac's only a assist trophy, if Shovel Knight's only an assist trophy, I don't see Shantae, you know, making it further than that, because, No, not yet. Not
We'll
yet.
we'll see. We'll see. I'm not ruling it out just yet. All right. Well,
I'm probably gonna main Incineroar.
Incineroar was a good addition. Incineroar was
It's because he's the wrestler one.
Yes.
Yeah, God.
all right. So I've unlocked all the doors. I'm gonna make a save point. Then I'm gonna face the boss. This is an easy boss, thankfully. That's probably one of the best things about Destiny Islands. It's hard enemies, but it's an easy boss. Floor 13 is bullshit in so many ways, so I'm not doing that today. 13 introduces Neo Shadows, and Neo Shadows have... You know how long it's been taking me to beat some of these enemies? Neo Shadows take longer to defeat, and there's like 50 of them. Like, they always swarm you. Okay, so here's where I need to go. Two, I need an 8. All right. Let's fight. We just have to fight a dark side. Not the dark side, but a dark side. So, let's see, Smash Brothers DLC, it's mainly third-party characters. That's who you have to try and predict. I like that Sakurai is like bringing in like random characters. Like obviously like people forget about Rob and Wii Fit Trainer, like just random ass shit.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? That's the thing. Sakurai keeps getting us He keeps keeping us guessing.
And I'm like, people who are complaining, I'm like, hello, hello.
People want to complain.
Yeah, have you not been paying attention, guys?
Smash Brothers isn't a serious fighter. This isn't Street Fighter or Soul Calibur or Virtua. This is something fun.
Hell, even in those games, we had fighters that were kind of like put in.
Fucking Link was in Soul Calibur.
And we had Kratos.
And the thing is, Smash has never been seen as a esports fighter. I mean, I know people have managed to make it. I mean, I'm just pissed off because people were angry at Brawl because it wasn't catering to the esports when it really
Fuck Melee players.
Look,
yeah, I know.
Here's the thing.
Brawl was fun.
Brawl was fun. I just didn't like the control scheme, but you could use a GameCube controller, so I was fine with that. I just never had the ability to set it up. But like Brawl is a good fighter. Like I get that you don't like the tweaks and blah 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 blah, but it's not like I had fun with the game. I never played Smash 4 because that was when I was out of it. But here's my experience with Brawl. Me and my friends played the first one in Melee, like, to death. We played it a lot, and I never owned those games, but I played at a friend's house. The night that Brawl came out, I went to a midnight release, I went, bought it, spent all night with my friend to unlock all the content in the Subspace Emissary. We unlocked every single character. I love the Subspace Emissary. I think it's a fantastic mode. I had a lot of fun with it. And I'm glad that there's a new story mode. And so I'm more hype about this game than I am about like some of the like previous Smashes because it's more like Brawl was. And like granted, I do want them to make it more what's it? I do want it to make it more fighter friendly, yeah. But like story modes are a good thing. It's a helpful thing.
Mm-hmm.
And introducing fun elements and aspects. Like, I don't know. I don't get people.
Who does, really? Also, hi.
Hello.
Yeah, I mean, I like the cutscenes for the new game. It looks bloody awesome.
Yep. Yeah, did you see anything for the new Smash?
I have seen the DLC, the Direct. I've seen the Nintendo Direct, and first of all, I like the look of it. There is so much stuff that they added for the new Smash, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm excited. I wish I had friends to play with who are local, and I wish I had a Switch. But other than that, yeah, I mean, I'm fine with it. Like, I'm happy.
Mm-hmm.
I think the reveals were fun. I think it was definitely one of those things where people are overblowing it, and the Piranha Plant is amazing.
Yes.
One of the best things I've ever seen, to be honest.
We all got spoiled by the Grinch.
Why did people want the Grinch to be in the game when...
Because there was a leak. That leak, it had pictures in the background of the Grinch movie. That was it. That was it. Because the person who leaked what turned out to be bullshit about Banjo-Kazooie and Isaac being in Smash had pictures of the Grinch.
In other words, they were meme trash.
It doesn't make sense to me because, I mean, I understand Banjo-Kazooie and Isaac, but the Grinch isn't even in a game.
No, people don't want the Grinch in the game. They just brought up the Grinch because the guy was a media consultant.
He was...
The thing is, it'd be like suggesting having Shrek or Goku.
Which
like,
people do as a meme.
It's a meme, but it's like, then they get upset when they're not in the game.
Because people are stupid.
Exactly.
Although in Goku's case, the game is being co-produced by Bandai, so...
I mean, Goku already has a game. Probably two, because of Jump Force.
Awesome.
Like, I'm excited for Jump
Fighters.
Force.
That new Force game, Jump Force, that looks so good. I want that one.
I mean, visually, not so much, but it does look good. It looks like it's gonna be so fun. Granted, I loved JoJo's Bizarre Adventure All-Star Battle, and that was like the same type of fighter.
I gotta get Eyes of Heaven.
I need to get Eyes of Heaven.
Excuse me.
You know what I would love? I was thinking about this the other day. A JoJo fighting game made by Arxis.
Okay, who now?
The Dragon Ball Fighters guys.
Ah, yeah, definitely. With them 2D sprites, good stuff.
You know, I actually met one of the people who works there. They're really nice people. I have the card. I just need to talk to them. But I had lunch with them over at where were we? We were in talks at I think it was Anime Boston. Yeah, Anime Boston. And it was me, God's Will, and a bunch of other people. We're having dinner, and great guy. The people who work there are great.
Nice.
But yeah, like think about it. You could do what the Switch version did for Super Butoden and include the PS1 JoJo game.
You know what I would like to do? I'd like to just do like a couple casual stream of like fighters maybe, but I need to get the game. But like that's one of the fighting games that I would play. Like I beat in 100% JoJo's Bizarre Adventure All-Star Battle. One of the few fighting games I'm actually good at because it's fun. But
The great thing about fighters is it's super easy to learn.
But are hard to master fully.
Yeah.
Zen, when it comes to the Switch, I assume you have a list of priority games you're going to get first over others.
Odyssey, Breath of the Wild,
Odyssey,
Octopath. Yeah, I have
Splatoon 2.
I wasn't really into Splatoon 1, there wasn't a lot for me there. I played it.
You've got to support your girlfriend. She's in it.
God.
Can you hear me?
Where's on mine?
You know what you should get? Night in the Woods.
Like there's
Oh,
a
nice.
few games. There's quite a few games that I need to get.
Also, you know what they also recently just put on Switch? They put out a remaster of Mark of the Ninja.
Yeah, there's a bunch of things. There's Okami on Switch, which I mean I'm gonna get on PS4, but there's
Getting the Final Fantasies, the Resident Evil 4, 0, and remake again.
I gotta be the Pearl to her Marina.
Marina.
Oh God, you guys,
Stay fresh.
stay
It's Marina,
funky
it's Marina.
fresh. Like I need to play the single player campaign of.
Rosen, no, Marina as in harbor.
Yes, I know. That's what I said.
I just assumed that was just I just assumed that was just a pun on marine life.
No, it's a pun on Pearl Harbor.
Very well. Okay.
Yeah, but I need to play the single player campaign in the first game at least, because other than that, like the multiplayer never really grabbed me. The problem I had was the control scheme on the tablet, and it's really hard to get around it. I think some of it worked. It's one of those things where I was just like, after a while I wanted this controller instead.
My experience with Splatoon was because my Wii U could not maintain a stable connection for the life of it when I first got it, and that kind of sullied my experience with the game a little bit. But I did at least enjoy it.
Yeah, I didn't have a good connection at my old apartment when I was playing, so that also hampered it. I remember my streams used to stutter a lot. We didn't have a lot of drop frames this stream, thankfully, but like I remember back in the day, I used to drop frames like crazy.
I will say though, the final boss in the single-player campaign of Splatoon, easily one of the best final bosses Nintendo created in years.
I've heard about that. Like, I think it was it Pro Jared or Chugga Conroy? Like one of those two were like talking about it. They did a review and they're like, oh my god, it's like really, really good. And I'm just like, yeah, I do need to play that. I don't have a Switch Pro, not a Switch. I don't have a Wii U Pro controller yet. It's on my.
What game is this?
Splatoon.
The original.
Yeah.
It's essentially a giant. Essentially a giant DJ Octopus on a flying turntable.
Yeah, I've heard the single player campaign, while it's not as meaty as some people would like, is actually really good. And so, like, do they have that in 2, or is that just multiplayer?
It's a single player campaign. Yeah, in fact, with the Octo expansion, you get a second single player campaign.
Well, then I will plan on getting that then. Anyway, I have beaten the boss, Destiny Islands. Obviously, we fought Darkseid again. So much reused enemies and territories. But, I am going to save my game, and then I need to go out and get some food, because I want to make sure I'm awake, and whatnot. So I will save up, and then we'll I think end off a little bit early today. I was hoping to do a little bit more, but you know what? When it comes to this game, I think it's better to do it in bite-sized chunks, because, dear God, sometimes with this game, Chain of Memories is not fun.
I mean, obviously.
And eventually we're gonna have to 100% it. That's like one of those things, and it took me way too long to do it on my own, in the PS3 version. I'm really hoping it takes less time this go around, now that I know what I'm doing. But in order to do that, you have to watch the 358 over 2 days cutscenes. So kind of what I'm planning on doing here is we're gonna just play through the campaign mode here. I'm going to stream 358 over 2 with Desmumi emulator, because I have the game, but I don't have streaming tech for a DS game. I'm going to watch the cutscenes that they have in the collection on my own because I can't hear them while we stream, so that just doesn't make sense if we're gonna play the game anyway. When we get back to this, like after we complete those 3 things, we're gonna go back and we're gonna speed run and do the last little bits of Kingdom Hearts 1 that we need to do. And we can 100% this game, and then we can actually move on to 2. I don't think we're gonna get to the finished before 3 comes out.
Unless, of course, 3 gets delayed again.
We'll
Shut up.
Shut
Don't
up.
jinx it.
Don't jinx it. I'm probably just gonna have to be late to the party with it or something. Thank you very much for the bits, Itchy. Thank you guys. I just want to thank everyone who came out here today. This was another casual stream. Just thanks for tuning in. I know we talked a lot about kind of negative things this week. I've had a very bad week, but it feels nice to decompress. I always enjoy talking to good friends. It really helps to vent and get some of this off my chest.
Yeah.
But
Hey, the game. We'll be playing a fun game in a little bit.
Yeah, sorry I kind of brought it down a bit. But I didn't mean to bring it down like that.
oh no, it's not your fault, honestly. Like I don't mind anything. If I'm like, there's a difference between me being like annoyed and angry, and you haven't seen me angry on stream yet. Well, actually, there was one point, but like that was like very brief. But like you'll know when I'm angry, and if I'm serious, I'll let you know. But like for the most part, I do gentle like ribbing and whatnot. Like that's just how it is. I want to make this fun, and it's fine. So I had fun tonight. Thank you so much. I'm Zenith Rule. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I hope you have a fantastic evening. I'm gonna go get some food.
And then they'll be on my stream.
Yep.
Yeah.
We only have 1 floor left for a Sora's campaign.
Yay.
Hopefully next time it's faster than this.
Godspeed.
Hey, this is Megami33. Thank you for watching Zenith Will Review. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more awesome videos. If you like what you see, check out the Patreon page at patreon.com/ZenithWillReview.